Hello and welcome, I'm DDF Racer, and today, for some reason that I haven't quite figured out yet, I'm getting back in the Skip Barber car in iRacing. My first experience in this car last week was a bit of a messy one where I got caught up in a few incidents which weren't exactly my fault.
Clear to the right. On your left, clear to the left. Keep it steady. Clear on the left. Yellow flag, caution.
Despite this, I'm going to stick with it because this week the schedule in iRacing moves on to one of my favourite circuits, Interlagos. And I think I'm finally starting to understand the iRacing mentality that everybody has warned me about. As longtime channel supporter Olaf pointed out in the comments of my previous Skippy video, it seems like overtakes fall into one of two categories. It's either a case of, I don't have the overlap, but I'm going to send it anyway. You will give me the space. Move out of my way or we'll crash. Or, I've got a much higher I rating. I'm going to turn in and take the line regardless of whether you're there or not. If you don't back out, we'll crash. I'm sure you can see a recurring theme developing here, most notably the crashing part, but the thing is, I'm getting used to it now, and now I'm expecting it. But will I be able to hold on to that thought when the lights go green? I guess we'll find out. Hope you guys enjoy. Well, I guess it's time for qualifying then. Well, that's one lap down. And that's a 2x in quali. That's not good. That's not what I want as a brand new C license driver. Maybe the tyres weren't quite up to temperature yet because I had significantly less rear grip than I was expecting. And that's either because I was pushing too hard or the tyres went up to temperature. So I'm going to go with the racing driver excuse and say the tyres went up to temperature, but it was probably me. In fact, it was definitely me. Let's be honest. So that puts the pressure well and truly on this lap now. Oh, that was a shocker of a lap. That was horrible. So scruffy. I'm going to be starting way down the field in this one.
That's the end of the session, V14.
What an absolute shocker that was. My best lap was a 153.2, which puts me 14th on the grid. I am car number 15 out of 18. For reference, my best lap in practice was a 151.4, which would have put me 3rd on the grid. So I'm starting right at the back. I'm going to be right in the middle of all of the action that I do not want to be in the middle of, where all the messy stuff happens near the back of the grid. So this, more than ever, is going to be an exercise of just survival and just staying out of trouble. Oh, I really did just mess it up in quali. That's not going to do me any favours. Yay! Welcome to C license. And that's a different car. I like that scheme. All the neon green and rainbow colours and stuff. That's really nice. Kind of reflective as well. Man, I should really start designing some skins. Some custom skins for my own cars with the DDF colours.
The track temp
would be awesome.
22 Celsius.
But that's not important right now. That's not important. We got a race in our hands. Here we go. 13 laps.
Go, go, go.
Hubiera seguido y entras a los pits.
Not the best of starts. Defend the inside. Watch out for the carnage. Yep, dive bomb. Give him the space.
Hold your line. Still there. Still there.
I'll tell that was going to happen a mile off.
Cuando te pasa la salida, ya dale, sigue y te metes en los pits, porque si no pierdes mucho tiempo.
We got some angry Spanish speaker.
On your left.
Oh, it's all happening. It's all happening. Keep it.
Still there. Still there.
We got the inside here. Is this the best place to be?
Steady. Still there. Clear left.
Apparently so. There's a position, so we're up to.
Car left. 3 wide. You're on the right. Left side.
Now, I like your livery, mate. But I don't like it that much that I want to be that close.
Still there. Clear to the left.
Got him. What a messy first lap. We made up a stack of positions, though. Be interesting to see where we are when we cross the line. Nice run out the final corner. Slipstream with the car ahead. I think we made up quite a few spots there. In iRacing, the position doesn't refresh until you cross the line, so we started in 14th. Probably in the top 10, I'd hope. Got a bit of slipstream of Stephen Maxwell up ahead of us, and Stefan Merino, next car up the road. I'm going to pull to the right. Is he going to defend? He doesn't have to.
P8.
Oh, too deep. I was a bit caught out by Stephen there. And I didn't really commit to the outside or the inside or any particular braking point in general, which puts Martin Ward right up our chuff. The old crack hunter behind. So P8, although the standings say P9. There's a bit of confusion between Spotter and SimHub here. Oh, and there's a 1X.
Far left.
Just went in too deep, same mistake I did in qualifying, and now Martin's got the place. Just fair enough.
Come on down, don't let him get away.
Now he's going wide as well.
Clear to the left.
We'll get him back and just hold him. There we go. Bit of ding-dong with Martin so far in this race. I know at the end of my USF 2000 I said I want a bit more wheel-to-wheel action. This is exactly it. Although we do have a 1X, which isn't a great start. Meant to be keeping it clean, Dan. Not pointlessly running wide, so that's same corner in quali and the race so far. Remember to brake a bit earlier or just not send it in as hot there. So clearly what I'm doing isn't working. Orange is wide up ahead of us. He's going to cut the nose off. I reckon we can make some more spots up here, but this is going to be quite a long race. This is a 13-lap race and a skippy, which is doing 1 minute 50s. We're in for like a 20-25 minute race, probably the longest race I've done in iRacing so far. I've definitely got enough fuel.
The guy ahead is Maxwell.
Far left. Clear to the left.
Maxwell's definitely got a rusty skippy there. That needs a fresh lick of paint.
Hold your line.
Got the run on the outside. Don't go in too hot. Give him the space. Brake a bit early.
Hold your line. Clear left.
Here we go. Try and get the cut back. No point sacrificing it. Going around the outside there. Is he going to defend? He is going to defend.
Still there. Clear right. On your left. Still there. Hold your line. He's still there.
Give him the space.
Hold your line. Hold your line. Hold your line. Still there.
He's still there.
Still there. Clear left.
Nice respect for racing, but that puts Justin right up our chuff behind us. All that did was cost us time. Although we got a much better run than Stephen now.
On your left.
I'm going to go to the outside, take the racing line.
Hold your line.
Old mate's going to make it 3 wide, give him the space.
Still there.
Is he going to make it 3 wide?
Still there.
He is.
3 wide. You're on the
Oh no. Oh no.
Keep it steady. Keep it steady. 3 wide, 2 left. 3 wide, you're on the right. Clear left.
Fastest lap. That was 152.89
I knew that was going to happen.
9.
off the pace.
Where's my gears gone?
Oh, that's why you hold your brakes.
My gears weren't working then. Oh, well, that's how you lose a stack of time. Oh, DDF. I want to have a look at the replay and see what happened at that one, but obviously I can't do it now. Did I wash wide at the apex? And there's another 1x. Oh, come on. Focus.
Track limits.
Focus, Dan. Come on, mate. That's a 6x now. Welcome to C license. Did I wash wide at the apex? I've got a horrible feeling that I did. Although old mate gave me a fright turning in turn 1 then. Especially making it 3 wide as well. That was sketchy as. I think I gave him loads of room in turn 1. But turn 2 is going to be the clincher there. Turn 2 is going to tell the story. And I'm not going to say anything about the incident until after the race, until I've looked at the replay.
Front just now, 9.9 seconds.
Because,
12.
yeah, I don't know. It wasn't clear cut.
5-1.
And if it's my fault, I will hold my hand up and take full responsibility for it. If it's a racing incident, I'll probably still apologise for it anyway, because that's just... I hate being involved in incidents. And that is wheel-to-wheel racing in iRacing. Should have just backed out of it, Dan. Every time you have a race, should have just backed out of it. To answer my question in the intro, will I remember about the being more responsible in incidents when the green flag happens? No, obviously. Evidence right here. Car feels okay, though. Car feels alright. And we're in 12th, so we are technically still 2 spots up from our grid spot. And we're higher than our car number, which is good, but we do have a 6x, which is just not good. That's probably going to drop me some safety rating, I'd say. And run the risk of bouncing me back down to D license, perhaps, which is not good. I like my C license, I want to keep it. You don't do it by racing like that. But the guy behind is for position. And he looks pretty speedy. So we're going to have a hard time holding him off, I think. I was about to say, let's see if we can get a top 10, but it's a bit of a gap to the cars ahead. Cody's about 7-8 seconds down the road. The relative changes all the time. It is a little bit variable. Yeah, this guy behind me, Michael Reiskamp, he's closing up at a vast rate of knots. Oh well, head down, bum up, on with the race. Not much I can do about it now. Let's just not get any more instant points and let's just try and just get some positions. It's all I can do. No point dwelling on the past.
The gap behind's increased to 2.2. P11, that lap was at 151.84. Good lap. That's your quickest today.
Bit late on the brakes there. And when you do fire it in late on the brakes, you've got 2 options. You can either lock up and understeer, or just kind of pathetically lift off the brakes and do the wall of death around the outside. Neither's preferable. Preferred option is just not to go in too hot in the first place. Obviously these cars have got no ABS, no traction control, and you can't adjust the brake bias either. I have got a button mapped for brake bias, but it doesn't work in this car. It comes up with a 0 value inside my headset, which means it's non-adjustable. And I also just remembered I've forgotten to map the tear-off button. I did map it in the USF 2000 video that I did, but that was using a custom car control set, which I forgot to map in this car, the Skippy, because you can have individual button mappings for each car in iRacing. I forgot to do it in this one, so the dirt on the visor is getting a bit distracting now, as we're over the, well, approaching the halfway point, halfway through lap 6. There's not much I can do about it. I could do that in front of my actual headset, but that doesn't make a blind bit of difference. Although that would be a cool feature. If you could have, say, on your virtual reality headset, if it detects a hand moving in front of it, it activates a tear-off. There you go, Oculus. There you go, iRacing. You can have that one. Royalty-free. That's a DDF idea right there.
That lap was at 152.24.
See, that was a terrible lap that time round. Ooh, save. And it's still faster than my quali lap, which just goes to show how absolutely terrible my quali lap was. Now, what's the gap to the guy ahead, Cody? Oh, it's increased, I think, actually. Didn't catch him anything. So... Oh, it says we're in 11th now. That was a nice apex. That's how you do that corner. A little bit earlier on the brakes gives you so much more mid-corner speed. One more car to get a top 10. So if anyone has an issue, we could get that result I'm after. Damage limitation. We also need to hold off from the guy behind, who is getting bigger in that virtual mirror. And I know that virtual mirror is pretty big on the recording, but in iRacing, you can't change the size of it. You can reposition the HUD elements, which is an amazing feature that I think sims like R-Factor 2 should have, and that's what Aidan Millward said as well. But you can't resize them. It's all done through the UE size percentage in the options menu, and that affects everything like the... Well, like this. Like that black box. And all the flag icons and the relatives and the incident points and all that kind of stuff. It also affects the virtual mirror. So unfortunately that is the size the virtual mirror is. I can't do much about it. I can move it around, but I kind of need it there so it's in my field of view. So, let me get rid of that box because that's distracting.
Pulling away from the guy behind. The gap's now 2.2 seconds. You're halfway home. Your fuel is fine. Your lap time was at 152.16. Sector 1 is 0.7 off the pace.
Okay, onwards and upwards. I think Cody had a bad lap then. No, pulling away from Michael as well, which is good. So we're going to have a few laps. We're going to have a few laps where we're just going to have to close down the gap. Character building laps, I imagine. Just got to get some fast times in. And just make sure no more incidents, Dan.
Didn't expect someone to quickly hear the brakes so quick, so sorry.
A bit of a wing mirror on the track there, I think. Debris all over the place. Debris on track. No pace cars here in Road Series, I believe. You get them on the ovals quite easily, but if that was Formula 1, you'd have a safety car right now. And boy, would I love a safety car to mix things up. Get back in the pace. This isn't a Tuesday Thunder. This isn't Formula 1. This is Skip Barber's at Interlagos in iRacing. Week 8. There we go. Okay, no, we're definitely catching Cody, as we're about to finish lap 8 of 13. We'll have lap 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13 left, so 5 laps to go at the line. We should catch him. Although we're not really catching Jamie and Nico too much.
I don't understand how I'm losing this time on the straight without him.
It's in the pits, heads up. The 11. The last lap was at 151.64. That's your quickest lap in this session.
What do you compare to?
That was a good lap. That was a 151.6.
You have just from when you were drafting.
You're pulling away. The gap behind is now 3.0 seconds.
151.6. That's only half a second off pole time.
That doesn't make sense.
So I can drive these things. Oh, perfect timing. I can drive these things, proceeds to get a 1x. Okay, that's 7. That's very wasteful. That was a waste of a 1x. If I wasn't losing safety rating, I probably am now. Just pushing unnecessarily. It wasn't even pushing, because that's not like current limit of the grip. That's just me running wide for no reason. Just a waste of an instant point then.
The leader has just done a 150.15. Okay, Dan, you're gaining on the guy in front. The gap is 3.2.
Skippy getting slippy. His position's up ahead. It's getting a lot closer than I thought it would. Gap to Cody's now 2.8. Wow, okay, we're really catching him now. And the guys ahead are only 5 seconds as well. We could get a little bit more than a top 10. Well, we could get a top 10, but a little bit more than P10. What are we on? Coming on to lap 10, so we've got 10, 11, 12, 13, 4 laps. We've definitely dropped Michael behind us, so we're safe behind.
You've just done a 151.51. That's your best lap in this session. Yellow flag, caution, sector 1 is 0.6 off the pace.
Watch it with the rejoin.
Yeah, we can catch this guy.
There's a freebie. There's Jamie giving me a minor heart attack and a clench and a little twitch through turn 1 there. Whew. Thought he was going to come back on the track unsafely then, but we managed to avoid it. Here we go, don't push it too wide. Great. That little lift though, just in case, cost us about half a second. We are still catching Cody. We're now in the top 10 and this is for 9th. Oh, I love this circuit. Honestly, Interlagos is one of my all-time favourites. Every sim I've ever driven it in, I've absolutely loved it. Fantastic. I can't really explain why. It just has a great flow. It's a very short track. It's got long straight, sharp corners, flowing corners, elevation. It's just really exciting. Sometimes you don't need to quantify why something is exciting. It just is. I think if you try and work out the magic of it, then the magic gets lost. So I'm just going to leave it at that. Interlagos is great. And I'm also going to leave the commentary for second. Because I think with a solid lap, we could catch up to Cody here by the end of the next end of the next lap. So headphones on, volume up, enjoy the sound of the Skippy at Interlagos.
P10, your last lap time was at 152.48.
There we go. Best lap of the race so far. We're within half a second. The trick now is not to waste time getting past Cody, because as we approach lap 12, we've got 2 laps to go. There's a very small chance you might be able to get Nico for 8th. Is he going to defend? Nope.
Right side.
Don't outbrake yourself.
Hold your line. Clear right.
2 to go. You've just done a 151.02.
Textbook.
That's your best in the session. Well done, Dan. Nice move, mate.
Textbook. It's not often I just do a plain Jane overtake up the inside like that. I always seem to be finding myself on the
outside for some reason, but I like it when that happens. Nice and steady. Let's go and get Nico. I heard a crunch behind. What was that? Oh, did Cody blow his engine?
Somebody blew an engine.
Oh, Cody blew an engine behind us. Maybe downshifted too much. Alright, battle for Nico. Battle for Nico. Battle for 8th with Nico. 1 lap to go after this. What's the gap? It's about 1.4.
You're reeling Ludwig in. The gap is now 2.2 seconds.
He is car number 7 though. He's got a decent I rating. .6. Okay, 1 lap. 1 lap. We're in 9th, so that's good. We just need to really focus. White flag last lap. Ooh, Nico's holding it very tight to the barrier there. And apologies for the dirt on the visor. I forgot to map the button for this specific car, so...
P9, last lap. That lap time was 152.02.
I'm running it just as blind as you are. Absolutely launch it through the first few corners there. Made up 3/10. We're neck and neck with our best time. But we're 3/10 up on Nico. Can we do it on the last lap? Just skillfully drift it out without getting a 1x. Gap is now still 1.3. Gap is 0.7. 0.7. What was that? Can't speak. .6. If we can nail this corner, we could get a drag to the line. Nail this corner, Dan. Come on. I think we're just too far back. 0.5. Oh, it's a very long straight, though. Oh, 1 more lap, we would have gone for sure. It's 0.5. Shades of Pierre Gasly and Lewis Hamilton, although not quite as close. He's going to run it all the way to the pits. 0.4. Oh, just couldn't do it. Good race there, Nico.
It's over.
No response. Whew, he made me push for it. 151.039 on the last lap there. Much faster than qualifying, much faster than anything I've done. Just goes to show that when you are chasing cars in traffic and they're fast, you can kind of match their pace, but when you're kind of just running by yourself, it's tricky. You learn so much from driving against other people, honestly. We went from P14 up to like P8 or 7 or something, back down to P12 and back up to P9 by then, so it's a bit of an up-down kind of race. I said it was only 13 laps, but that went by so quickly. Alright then, well let's have a look at the replay, and let's go and find out what happened at turn 2 on that lap. Alright then, so this all starts when we go on to lap 3. I've got the run on old Rusty McBucket up ahead of us. He goes wide into turn 1, so I get the cut back through turn 2 and get the drive on the outside, but he's holding it. He holds it very nicely there, so we have a drag race down to the next corner. At which point I am ahead on corner entry, but he just gets me on the brakes, so I let him have it, get the cut back, switch back to the inside, which doesn't really work. However, he defends, he holds it on the inside here, so I have to go to the outside. Don't quite have the pace to hold him, and again, go for the cutback. I can see him sliding wide. I'm thinking, right, I'll dive him here. But I'm just very conscious of the fact this car pushes under braking. So I hold it nice and tight on the apex, give him all the room. He holds me tight as well. I'm on the outside here. Can't quite make it stick on the outside, but I've still got a tiny, tiny little overlap here. Send it up the inside. We're still side by side. He gives me lots of room. I give him lots of room. That's great respect for racing. And again, we're still side by side. So heading towards the final corner, and I just cut back late, get the run. Old mate Yellow and White is thinking, ooh, I'll have a piece of this behind now. I pull to the outside. Old mate Yellow down there has got a great run. He thinks, you know what, I'm going to send it 3 wide here. So he does. He sends it 3 wide. I'm on the outside, and I'm not thinking this is going to end well, obviously. So right, let's see. Let's see what happens here. Okay. Lots of space, lots of space. Oh, I have to avoid there. I'm super wide. Oh, is that me? Oh, is that me? Right, so I'm turning in. I'm giving space for one car, not realizing old Rusty McGee's on the inside there. Yellow and White's kind of weaving around in the middle going, I don't know where to go! I'm way out wide here. I should just back out of it here, because White and Yellow is taking his line towards the apex. I do have an overlap. He didn't leave me the space, but at the same time, that wasn't really my track position. Or was it? Okay, here's another angle. This might shed some light on it here. So look, I'm on the inside, and he's just... You know, I don't know. Oh, I don't know. It's kind of... What do you think, guys? Is that less than 50-50? Because look, have another look again. His spotter will be saying car right, but he's heading straight for the apex. He's not giving me any room whatsoever. I mean, I can't just disappear, but at the same time, I can't just slam on the brakes and move out the way either. So what? What do you do in that circumstance? I can't disappear. I can't go any further over to the right because then I'm going to be on the grass and losing control of the car. Let's have a look at this guy's perspective then. He's stuck in the middle. I give him plenty of space on the outside. I'm still there. I'm still there. Oh, that looks a bit more sus there. He should have given me a bit more room. He just kind of turns in. And then the 1, 2, 3, boom. A little bit of netcode there where cars are inside each other. He's lost the wheel. Justin's lost the wheel. And then more collisions again. Oh, that's scruffy. That's real scruffy. Nah. That's not good. And then he's out of the race. So that actually retired him from the race. I wouldn't be surprised if I receive a protest for that, just because that was the end of his race. I don't really know what more I could have done, apart from just completely just backing out of the move and slamming on. And in hindsight, that's what I said at the start of the video. I should just back out of these moves when I can see them happening. Just let them fight, and then just get the positions, because as I proved throughout the rest of the race, I had the pace to get past them cleanly. Sending it 3 wide, or being on the receiving end of a 3 wide, that's, yeah, it's never going to end well. Anyway, onwards and upwards to the results then, guys. Let's see how that affected our brand new shiny C license. So, once again, that was a top split field. Maybe it's just something to do with the fact that I'm in Australia and the time zones I'm racing at, there's not that many people online, but yeah, I've been in the top split for like my last 5 or 6 races now. So this is the best that I have to race against. So, yeah, maybe more people in Europe when they're awake, you get, you know, strength of fields of like 4,000 or 5,000, but yeah, it's consistently between 2,000 and 3,000 strength of field here in Australia. But with regards to my safety rating, I dropped 0.02, which isn't a lot, so that could have been a lot worse. And we still gained I rating, plus 20, up to 1879, which, yeah, is not bad. Ever closer towards 2,000 there. But looking at the results, started 14th, finished in 9th, and we had 7 incidents, so not a clean race by any stretch of the imagination, but not bad. The race was a lot better than qualifying, so I'm happy with that, and I'm happy with how my confidence in the car developed. Don't forget that this is literally only the 3rd race that I've done in this car, so it's still a learning experience. I'm still finding out how to drive it and how this thing works. So I think with a few more races and a bit more practice under my belt, once I get used to the brakes, the cars, and once I actually map my tear-off button in the visor, then I don't doubt that I'll be able to get a bit higher up the field and get a bit more I rating, especially in the qualifying sessions, because yeah, I just stuffed it up in quali there. That was my own fault. That put me at the back of the grid, and that kind of set the scene for the kind of race that I was going to have. At the end of the USF 2000 video, I said I wanted more wheel-to-wheel action, and this is exactly what we got today. So I enjoyed it. It was good to actually have a battle. Just a shame the way it ended like that. But I hope you enjoyed it as well, guys. If you did, don't forget to leave the video a like and share your thoughts in the comments,
particularly on that incident. Let me know your thoughts on that. Was it my fault? Was it his fault? Is it just a racing incident? And if you want to see more races like this, then don't forget to subscribe, because I'm going to try and do an MX-5, USF 2000, and a Skippy race every week. I might also be doing the 12 hours of Bathurst coming up with the Zancho team, so that's going to be epic. Anyway, I'm going to go and record my MX-5 race at Okayama Short right now, which will be on the channel in a few days. Until then, look after yourselves, guys, and I'll see you soon.